One second. Alright. Hey guys! It's me, Jessica, and today is a momentous occasion because today I'm going to be reviewing the sequel to the first book I ever reviewed on YouTube, and that is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jen Kristoff! Okay, here we go. Alright, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, you guys, because it is so freaking amazeballs! I love this book so much. Though I do like Illuminati just a little teeny tiny better. But we're not talking about Illumina, we're talking about Gemina. So this story is about Nick and Hannah, and these are our two main characters. And what happens is while the ships that Katie and Ezra and Aiden and all the other survivors of the attack on that one planet, I just don't even remember those planets, they are on this way to this Hammondale way station, which is a wormhole where people, you know, like go through with their ships. And so Hannah and Nick are two kids on this station, and they are fighting against the special force team sent by biotech to kill everyone on there to stop the ship that's coming their way that has all of the survivors. They're trying to wipe out all of these people so no one knows what happened on that planet. And just that whole entire like concept is scary. It just blows my mind. But here we go. Again, I am so impressed with not only the writing but just the style of writing. I love it. I love it so much. There are just pages that are my favorite because they look simply gorgeous. I really liked Hannah because she felt she was very prepared, but also she wasn't prepared because she's never killed anyone. She's done all these fighting simulations because that's how she bonds with her dad, and now she has to kill these people, and she has to take everything that her father has taught her through strategy and all of that and put it to good use while also maintaining her sanity. Like, oh my goodness. I really liked her character a lot, and even though it's told through like text messages and memos and like people talking about what they see in a video, I feel so connected to these characters even though it feels a little bit detached. I love it so much. Love it. And I like Hannah, but I like Nick a little more just because he's cocky, you know? He is in a gang that isn't even registered on the list of people that actually live on Hammondale, and he's there, and he's part of the House of Knives. That's the gang he's in. And so he's got tattoos and he acts all cocky and things like that, but he's such a sweet boy, especially when he tries to get with Hannah. He has such an innocence to him. I love it. I love Nick. I love Nick a lot. Let me talk about this whole special forces team that came on the station. I hated these people because when they get into the atrium and then they kill Hannah's dad, I was just like, these people need to die. And then the next page, it has a list of all of them and it has their faces. Don't put faces to them. I want them to die. Oh, I was so just upset, and I complained to everyone around me about this. Also, one, because like the book's amazing and I want people to see it, but two, just because it pissed me off. And the one person that pissed me off the most was Cerberus, the team commander. Oh my god. Every time he would say bliss, you know, when something goes happens and he's like bliss, it grates on my nerves and I just want to punch him and stab him. Oh, I couldn't even handle him, you guys. I couldn't. I knew they were going to keep him to the end to die. Like, I knew he was going to be the last person to die, but I couldn't. Nope. So I want to talk about Jackson. First of all, I did not think Jackson was the betrayer. I literally thought it was that other Sam dude because he blinked a lot and he was always like sweating and things like that. And I was just like, oh, he's the traitor. He's the traitor. But no, it's Jackson. It's freaking Jackson. I'm like, ah! And then it didn't connect to me because he said he was at... And then I looked back on it and I was like, oh my god, it totally makes sense. Because he was in the atrium at the time when all this was happening, and then he kept texting Hannah saying that he was at command and control, but he wasn't. He was, oh my god. And then there's Grant, which is Katie's dad, Isaac Grant. I loved him, especially when when Hannah was like, here, take the dust, take this drug, and he's just like, no. And then he takes a little bit more of it, and when Katie's asking the questions, and he's like, now he's laughing because he said shoot, and then he was like, I got shot. And I thought that was such a dad joke. I loved it. Such a good part. Just this book, even though it was such a horrible situation, and there were a lot of sad parts, especially when Nick makes his first kill and Hannah makes her first kill, and all of this stuff that happens, especially when Nick dies. There were so many lighthearted moments, and I feel like when something tragic like this is happening, like if this was a real life situation, there would be those moments where people just need to have their morale lifted, and so there needs to be like brief moments of comedy. I feel like that's a real life thing, not just something that happens in books and movies. But I really liked it. I liked it a lot, especially when Nick was the person that was to lift them up. And I feel like that's a huge job, to make everyone like laugh or like smile when they're faced with certain death. Yep. Aiden was in this book. I was really happy. I love Aiden. If you guys don't know, he's like my absolute favorite character. I don't care if he's a not actual person. I love him. And I was really hoping that they were going to put him in this book, and they kind of did. I love the part where it was talking about the alternate universes, where Nick is in one and then Hannah's in one, and you see the two different pages, and it has their two different experiences, and one's in a white page and one's on a black page, and it bolded the things that were different in the universes because almost everything was similar. I loved that so much. I love that as a scene. I love that as a writing technique. Everything about that whole sequence, I absolutely loved. I loved it. It was amazing. And the whole theory, I was wondering why it was called Gemina, because Gemini means twins, and it made me think of the constellation. And I wasn't understanding where the whole Gemina thing was going to come in. And then it's actually explained, and it's... I was in the car on a road trip to Florida, and I was literally just dying of the amazingness that was spewing from this book into my eyeballs. Like, oh, I loved it so much. So good. Oh, alright. Also, if you didn't notice, I got it signed again. I got another signed copy, but this time it has both of them. It has both of their signatures on it, so I feel very happy with it. Yeah, I like Gemina. I mean, I like Illumini a little more just because of the whole, like, horror zombie aspect of it. And I know they tried to put that in Gemina, especially with those weird alien worms. Those were creepiest, but those worm things were scary, but I didn't think they were utilized a lot. I was very scared with Ella when the thing moves in the background and it's Ella. Oh my god, after that happened with Ella, I texted Grace and I was like, Grace, please tell me Ella doesn't die. Like, just please tell me Ella doesn't die. I liked Ella so much. Like, she couldn't use her legs. She had to breathe through an oxygen mask. She was still badass on a computer. Like, I loved it. I slapped myself and it kind of hurt. This book was so good. I keep saying that. Every one of these reviews I ever do for this is gonna be me saying this book was awesome, but it is. It's so well done. Amy Coffin and Jay Kristoff do fantastic jobs with these books. They work so well together, these two authors. If you haven't read the Illumini series, the Illumini Files, I don't know what's wrong with you. The ending, though, when Hannah Donnelly comes up, her voice comes up in the trial, and everyone's like, you can't do this, like, this is a hack, and everyone, we thought you were dead. No, she ain't. She ain't dead, neither is Nick, and that director is so going down. So, I am so happy that Nick and Hannah got together. It made me very happy. Because her boyfriend was one of the people that sucked out of the airlock. And the whole part where they have that whole battle, and then Nick dies. Nick dying hit me hard. I was like, no. And then I remembered in the beginning that it said that the director of Biotech was like, who's gonna believe the story of a gang member, of a boy? And I was just like, so Nick is supposed to live because he was in the beginning. I was like, Nick can't die. And then they explained the whole thing and I was just like, yay, Nick's not dead. And it's just, oh, I loved it so much. And there were like moments of Katie and Ezra, which was fantastic to have. I really want to know what the third book's gonna be, and I hope the cover is green or purple. Like, I think, actually I want it more green than I want it purple because I feel like it would be gorgeous. I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen because now that ship went into the wormhole and now it's on the same, it's with the other ship that Katie and Ezra are on, and they have no way of getting back to society now that the wormhole has exploded. Oh my gosh, it was just so intense. It was so intense. I would love to see Illumini and Gemina become like movies or TV shows. Mostly movies. I feel like they're very cinematic. But the thing with that is that it takes away from the way it's written, because like one of the things that makes it so great is the way it's written, how it's written through text and memos and things like that. So you take that away and it becomes less awesome if you make it into a movie, but I feel like the story is just so fantastic and might stand on its own like that. I don't know, I just love this series so much. I'm so excited to see the third one. I'm so excited to wait to see what it's called. I'm so excited to meet the next two characters. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I need it right now. I need it. I can't wait. With Illumina, I only had to wait like 7 months. I have to wait a year for the next one now. I've caught up and I have to wait a year, and my soul, my fangirl soul isn't ready for it. I'll probably just forget about it, and then like I'll hear a bunch of news about it and I'm like, oh. That's mostly what happens like with Rick Riordan books. I'm like, oh yeah, Rick Riordan's like one of my favorite authors, and then I realize his new book comes out in like 2 months and I flip out because I'm like, I've waited a year for that. Stop ringing, you phone! So that's all I have for you guys. Another just amazing rant video about the Illumina Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I hope this video is a lot better than the Illumina review I did, because that one is the worst video I've ever made, and it's the first video I have ever made. So, you know, let's just hope this was better. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. If you like this video, if you read Gemina and have a fangirled as much as I have, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, especially my Illumina review, go subscribe and go look those up and go watch them. Also, leave a comment. I love getting comments so much. So please, please, please leave a comment.